Okay. All right, so let's get started. I currently work full-time and would love to transition to this business full-time. I've seen stories where people quit their jobs and just go for it. However, I don't have the confidence to do that. Is it wrong of me to want a solid foundation with it works first? What advice could you give someone who's afraid to completely step out of their comfort zone?
So first off, some of you may not know who I am, so I probably should say that, and then I'll jump into this question. It kind of goes alongside with that. So I am Stefani Dunn, Black Diamond, been with the company almost 9 years, you guys. It's crazy. I found that old picture of us, Kaye, with your mom. The first time I met both her and Pam was in Liverpool, and looking back at this, I've been through a lot of different transitions with the company, so I love that I can kind of give you guys where you're at. So if you kind of answer the question for yourself. So if you want a solid foundation, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely do with what your gut, says. For me, I was in a place where I knew I needed to make $1,000. The economy had crashed and I really didn't have another option. So I just went all in. I knew that I was a recruiter. So what I want you to know is I know, and I still do this to this day, is I want 2 distributors every week. And that gets me that fast start money. So I would say, until you feel confident enough, do what you're doing. You'll know that moment. And I have this with my leaders all the time, you guys. Okay, when should I quit? I'm like, every single person is different. So go with what you're at. And then if okay, I want $200 a week, is that fast start? And then your commissions is extra. So I think, $100,000 a month is extra, right? I want $1,000 a week. That's what I know that I want in this business, and I haven't strayed off of that. So write down, really, for you that asks that question, what is it that you need weekly, and go off of those fast starts to kind of get you the idea, because that is something I think will help kind of guide you guys. That is, I guess, the best for sure money that I can tell you. Okay, if you want $1,000, I'm going to tell you the fastest and quickest way to do that. And it's fast starts. It's those unlimited weekly bonuses. So hopefully that answers your question.
Love that. What is vital to having a successful vendor expo event? What is essential to have at your table?
So things have changed. We added keto coffee. So I really think, if you've never done anything, absolutely get that keto coffee. We're having huge explosion with that. So having maybe try just a keto coffee booth, make it as simple as possible. Black, some green, but I think the less that you have, the more inviting it is, because people can look at that. Definitely have a giveaway, and you could do a big display and do a giveaway. With that, I would definitely have a few people with you. Different ages, different sizes, different backgrounds, because we're all going to connect with different people, and that's important. Because I know that somebody may come to me and go, well, you don't look my age, or, I thought this was for old people, or I thought, like, my daughter thinks it's for old people. I'm like, you're out of your crazy mind, child. It's like, really? So, make sure you do have a good, array of just different people. You want to have fun. So make sure you have a smile on your face. Joel cracks me up. So if you don't have a team yet, bring your husband, do whatever. I would make Joel come, and he would just be goofy, him goofy self. And I'm like, oh my God, what is he going to do? But he just would be like, hey, I like your shirt. People love compliments, but what that would do is it would push people into your booth. The idea is to talk to people, right? Also know this is the one thing that I've always told people. I don't go expecting cash. What I do is expect leads. That is your main goal with an expo, is you want as many contacts as you can, because you can contact every single person that put in for the drawing. And maybe you do different things, where it's a drawing for the product, but maybe it's a spa party. So they can see different things like, oh, I didn't realize I could do a spa event. Or a sip and sample. But your goal, get as many leads as possible, especially right now, you guys. We know what's coming. So then you can just follow up with each one and say, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. You just won a free spa night with 4 or 5 of your guests. And I keep it small, because I know that if I have a smaller party, more than likely everybody's going to sign up. They just love that. So another thing that I do that people say from expos is, okay, I'm going to follow up with people. How do I actually get them to commit? That is a huge one. So how we get them to commit is right now, what I did is I went to the dollar store and I posted this too. I have Christmas mugs with a keto coffee in it. So anybody that shows up is actually going to get a free gift for showing up. Okay, so that you spent a couple bucks, you can do that. Or what we've done is a water bottle from the dollar store and put greens in it. So you could do something like that. But I tell them, I just need a confirmation of how many guests are coming. You're going to get a free little gift for coming, and then you're going to get a sample of a bunch of products that are my favorites. So the Wow, the Defining Gel, the green samples, the coffee. So give them a few things. What that does, it does for me. So think like yourself. If somebody gave you something for free, do you feel almost obligated to want to purchase from them? I know I do. I would love to give back to them. So you're probably going to get customers and distributors from that, or another party, because they're so grateful that you took the time to give them something. So hopefully that makes sense. So we have huge turnouts because we just do a little extra. So that should help you guys get butts in the seats. And then having another distributor with you, your upline, somebody actually coming with you that can really seal the deal. So always have 2 people at the parties too. And I think, Kaye, you probably do. I know you guys always invite as many people as you can. But this way, if there's, say you have somebody that asks a lot of questions, Joel kind of walks that person around and he talks with them while I'm helping people get customer orders and stuff. So expos would be huge for that. So keep it simple. And the idea is to get leads and then follow up. So I kind of gave you a little bit more than what, but
I love that. I love. Okay. What kind of organization do you have to help you keep focused and running smoothly with your It Works business in the beginning? So organization about, I guess that could be anything, your leads, your loyals, your distributors, just how do you keep focused and keep your business running smoothly?
So I'm a paper person, so everybody's going to be a little different. So whatever you are, but I love that we got this planner, you guys, because this is what I love to have. So I've always had a calendar. And so when I saw that came out, that was huge for me, because all of my leads, really, I write them on distributor sheets. So you can kind of see, like, I'll write their name down. The date, I always put in the date. So on that distributor sheet or customer sheet, I write the date that I actually talked to them. And so the most current goes on top with the farthest out on the bottom. And what that does is I can flip through and kind of keep that organized for me, because you want to follow up with your hot leads first. So the closest ones that you've been talking to first. So that kind of works for me. And, everybody's different. Some people like Excel or whatever. But what I find is I can take that with me, say that I'm on the plane, and just kind of text message everybody that way. So really try to get phone numbers, because I can mass text that way. So that's what I do. I think back and go, God, I didn't have Facebook when we first started. I got to Triple Diamond without social media, and people think, oh my God, how is that even possible? There's a huge market out there. So, just talking to people and even me writing down where I've talked to them is so helpful. And in my calendar, I keep track of that. So make sure if you don't have the It Works calendar to order that, or get one. I think they might be on back order, but make sure you guys get that. And I'll go over that a little bit towards the end too. So I don't know, ask that question again, because I want to make sure I get it right.
So it was kind of vague. Just how do you keep focused in running your business smoothly? I know you have always been a paper person. I've known that since the day I met you, and you still are. I love, even in a photo, you'll see you with your filing, and you've got your leads, your loyals, your DTs. So, I really think you maybe answered that, unless you have some other tips.
Yeah. And I guess, again, I don't want you guys to think, wow, that seems like a lot of work or whatever. That just seems to be what works for me. Mm-hmm. And some people are outside of that. But what I find is when people write it down, you're more likely to get people to sign and to join. It just kind of keeps you focused and to look at, oh, I have this stack of papers. And, you know, even from expos, even if you write it on your sheet in here in your notes section, you know, in the new calendar, you can write that down. Expo, you know, what that date was that you had it, and just let them know, hey, I'm super excited. New promotions are coming out. So don't think that it's ever too late to message somebody, because I still message people from 7-8 years ago. So make sure that you're doing that.
When you're mass texting, are you using one of the new app features like Reach or Mass?
So you can, or like Mighty Text and different things like that. I know there'll probably be new ones out. But even for new ones that are on this, I know there was somebody that just went executive heading towards Ruby. You can take the time to message people. And I try to do that as well. I didn't use the old texting like that before, so I would just message people. So whatever, if you're not techie, then just do it each individual. You'll be fine. As long as you're messaging, you're good.
Perfect. Okay, next question. I'm in the beginning of my business. I ranked executive by end of my 2nd month and will be Ruby by the end of my 3rd. Awesome. Love that. So my question for both of you is a focusing question. What's the one thing I can do right now for my business, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier and or unnecessary to do in my business? So basically, what can he or she do right now to go to the next level?
So that's awesome. That was the person I read through those questions. So see, I really do read your questions, and that's exciting. Keep the fire and the momentum going. So right now you feel so excited and you know where you're going. So what I would do is keep on track of what you're doing. You know who your executive is or where you're going for Ruby. So make sure that you're reaching out to them and having them print off their Ruby chart. So what that does is you're focusing on their chart, it will push you all the way up to the next level. So that is a huge key that I did right away. Is the moment I took it off of me and focused on where they were headed, I started going through the ranks. So it started making sense, starting from the bottom, working your way up. You know, for me, eliminate the things that really don't make sense. So, you know, for me, I have to be very focused with my time. So first thing in the morning, I need to message whatever your number is, 30 people. Or if you're doing 5 every hour, 8 every hour, whatever that is, make sure that you're doing that and being consistent with it. You know, we can get caught into just scrolling and looking at other people. Don't be specific. If you need to search something, say that you're like, oh, I just don't know what to post today. Just search Confianza and you'll see a bunch of stuff pop up with Confianza, and look at that post, kind of make it your own, and then go ahead and post. But don't get sucked into looking at what everybody's doing. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't go and sit and look for Kaye and go, wonder what's going on with her. I wonder what's going on with my friend. My Facebook and Instagram is business. Okay. So I also want my distributors and my friends to know I love you, but know that I'm not wasting time on social media. So if you don't see me giving you love or whatever, it's not because I don't care. It's because I'm very business. So be upfront about that and let them know, hey, I'm super excited where I'm going and this is where I'm at. So if you're not within a few of my posts, then I might comment or post, but I'm in and out. So I'm not taking the time to do that. So be specific with what your time is. And that calendar will really help you guys at the end. I'll talk to you a little bit more, like I said, about that. And then the vision of where we're going, because it'll help you. Make sure that you know exactly how many customers or what that volume is that you need. So you know that you're going Ruby. So you can look back at your chart from last month and go, okay, I was $300 off in this leg, maybe 70 off in this leg. So know exactly where you need to go. And what that does is you can go to that distributor and go, oh my gosh, you are almost in the 400 club. All you need is a skinny pack. And they might be like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. So if you're letting them know what they need, they're going to work with you. And that's what happens. So that's what I would absolutely do for you guys.
Awesome. Okay. I'm starting out and wanting to cycle my commissions and bonuses back into my business. In your experience, what is or are the most important things to invest my money back into growing my business? Marketing, products, expo, vendor materials, fees. I want to explode in 2018. What is the best way to grow fast and strong?
So for me, I did a little bit of everything. I think the number one thing that you can do for your business is results. So use the products, especially right now. Joel's he's probably, I know he will, he's already at 209. He's never been below 200. And with the keto coffee and the supplements, he's going to be below 200 for conference. So people are going to ask him, what in the heck are you doing? So if you have your own personal results, you're going to get more business from that than anything. So they were talking about that. Joel had a huge results with the Ultimate Makeover years ago, and that blew our business up. So hands down, make sure you're using the product. Don't hoard it for yourself. I know people think, oh my gosh, I need to hang on to these wraps, or I need to do, just keep it, but use it. Be focused using it. Don't just kind of use it. Use it like you're getting paid. I love that Joel always says that. I use this like a paid athlete. Like I'm using the products and people know exactly what he's doing. So do that. Absolutely get into expos. Do as much as you can because, the more that you're out, the more people see you and go, man, she's really doing something. People see me out all the time and they know who I am. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. But they see me on social. They see me in my gear out. So, making sure that you have your It Works gear on everywhere you go. If you want to test out Facebook ads and stuff, you can. I just find that personally, for me, the personal is where I get the most. So again, Facebook and Instagram has changed a little bit, but hands down, use the product, get yourself into expos if you can. It gives you more experience and more people to talk to, and continue just to try, to add people to your Facebook and Instagram.
All right. Do you cold message or do you just message people that like your posts to build your business?
So people don't like my post, you guys. If I post a product, it's like crickets, just like everybody else is like, oh my gosh. So the number one rule, and I did this at my leadership retreat, is don't panic. People are still looking at you, okay? So still post, still be consistent with that. But we have to take charge. This is our business. So if you want a customer, you've got to message somebody. You've got to ask them. And I don't want to say I'm a cold messenger. I'm a cold messenger, but warm fuzzy. So I will look at somebody's page and go, all right, okay, I just totally stalked your page, kind of like you're doing with me because you looked at who I am and you went to my page because that's what we do. And so I lighten the conversation. And so I do that. I cold message, but I'm very warm with it. So it's not the same copy and paste on Facebook. I let them know, okay, I've been watching you for a little bit. You might not know this. I just think we're coming into the best time of the year, and I think you'd be amazing at this. Have you ever thought of it? And I leave it at that. I don't just, hey girl, have you tried that crazy wrap thing? I don't do that. I am really, what would I want? And, and it's just real because you guys do stalk people. So think about that. So yes, I'm going to get a customer or distributor today. So I have to message people. That's just the way that Facebook and Instagram is. It's not like they're coming to you. So until you ask, the answer is always no. So it may take you 10 messages. It may take you 50 messages, but don't stop messaging. And that is totally the key with where we're at right now.
All right. What tips do you have for keeping your team focused and excited?
That's probably the number one question we get all the time. So calendar, you guys need to know, where do you guys want to go? What is your monthly income that you want? Write it down. How many customers do you want per week? It should be the steps to success, okay, you guys, at least minimum. So how many distributors do you want per month? How many parties do you want per month? Now, really take a look at yourself and go, how many people I have actually asked to have a party? If you told me you wanted 2 parties and you haven't asked people, that's on you. You told me what you wanted, but you've got to take the action to do it. So for me, I want 10 distributors a month. I want 5 in the first half of the month and then 5, towards the end if that's what I get. So also in that time frame, write down your non-negotiables. So right now there's going to be Christmas. You're not going to be working on Christmas. So if I want 10 distributors in the month of December, I'm busting my butt before Christmas because That's just what's going to happen. I need to get those in before. I'm going on vacation, so I got to do extra work before I leave because I want to enjoy my family. So really understanding your month, but also by week and by day. You guys can get a customer a day. You know that, right? You absolutely can do it. It's choosing if you're going to message somebody that day. That's all it is. And I love that, you know, your mom jumped on and said, your must-haves. I must message 20 people a day. Now, if you're going to must message 20, are you going to do that in the morning? Are you going to do that in the afternoon? Really think about your day, you guys, and put that on your calendar. Then you'll know and go, God, I was wasting so much time. This is so easy. Like, you guys are going to be like, almost like a robot. Like, it's going to be so easy and duplicatable that you didn't realize. So that's how you got to keep focused, and action keeps you motivated. I get excited, you guys, when I put a customer and I'm like, yes, I got a customer today. You know, it gets me excited. But don't stop there. Let the world know what you're doing. Let your team know, hey, what can I do to help you get a customer? This is the post that worked for me. So motivation really comes down to your excitement and what you're putting out there.
Love that. Okay. After asking a potential DT to join your team, the person answers with a thumb up. What's your follow-up question to this potential?
Say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get you started. Like, I'm always excited. So if I message you, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That's really what I do. And then I say, okay, are you thinking you want to get started today? I see the thumbs up. Or do you need to wait for a certain day to get paid? So ask them a question they can answer back. You know, and assume that they're going to join, and say the quicker I get you in, the faster that we can work on gathering customers and distributors and get you towards that $500 a month goal that I have for you in the next 30 days. So that's always, you know, my question to them too is, what is your monthly goal that you have? Most people don't even know. It's funny to me that they're like, I don't really know. I'm like, okay, well, my goal for my new distributors when you join is $500, and we can reach that in 30 days by doing these simple steps, which is 4 customers and 3 distributors.
Awesome. Sorry, I keep unmuting. So
no, you're good.
Hey guys, I see that you're a rock star team and obviously love working together. But what was your realization time like? Whoa, this is it. This is our future, and we need to understand that and do everything in our power to grab the reins and ride this crazy horse.
So I saw the money at the front when we first started with the fast starts. So I like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm going to do this. There's 2 moments in this business where I really knew. The first one, I went to conference. I didn't want to go, you guys. We didn't have the money really to go. And I thought, these people are a bunch of ooh-rah-rah people, and I don't need that. I just want somebody to tell me what to do to make money. So maybe there's somebody on here just like me. I was like this in the back of the room, pouty face, had just gone Ruby. And I thought, you people are nuts. I can't even believe I'm here. But Joel's like, we need to go to learn to see what this is all about. So I went, and I was like, oh, you can actually make money. I thought there's going to be Barbie dolls standing up there. You know, I didn't realize it was regular people that could make money. And I was like, oh, I can totally do this. So I wanted to go diamond because I thought it was $1 billion because we didn't have the income chart, you guys. So I was like, going diamond. So it really had me see the vision and understand that it was regular people that made a decision that just talked to more people than I did. So I went for it. And then the second pivotal moment was at Dash, the very first Dash. And I almost was sad. I was glad that I was there, but I was the only one from my team there. And I'm like, this isn't about me. This is how many people can I help to make the money that they want. And once I figured that out, because it was really about me, and it's okay for you guys to have this about you, because we needed the money. We were going through bankruptcy. Life was really tough. And it's okay if you're in that place and you need the money. But then what happened was I shifted and got everybody else's chart out. And so if you can do that early on, you'll have so much more success, because then the pressure is off of you. It's really helping them and keeping them accountable and going, well, you're almost Ruby, you're almost Emerald, this is what you need. And so once I did that, then it was like, it just took off. And so, I see this, we're not any different. And what I really wanted to reach the top, because I don't do anything crazy. I don't do Google ads. I get to work. And I wanted to show that anybody from any background can do this with the drive and the will to want to do it. And so you all can get to number one. You can get to Black Diamond. You can get to Diamond, whatever that is that you want, because I did it with no special skills. It was the will and the know that I can do this. So that was kind of my moments of, oh my gosh, we're regular people. And thankfully, Pam had found this wrap, Mark developed it into the business, and they gave us a gift. And so remember that there's somebody just like you that's looking for that. So I don't know if I answered that question, but really, I'm just excited because I know the potential that you all have.
Awesome. When running, end quote, when running for promotions, how do you recommend running with others? Creating running groups, top 10 title box holders, etc. Do you create a separate Facebook group or chat group? How do you recommend keeping engagement high? Any advice on running from double to Prez in a year?
So I did that. I did Diamond to double to Prez all within 8 months, and then Ambassador was a few months later. So absolutely you can do this. I want you to get this in your head. Nobody wants this business as bad as you. So I don't want you to rely on anyone, because I can give you all the tips. I can tell you everything that you need to do, but you have to decide to do that. Same thing with your team. They have to message people. They have to sign distributors. So what I found was, yes, know your chart. Know exactly who's going to be there. If it's a personal, fine. If it's not, it's okay. Just work with them and their chart. So it might be 5 levels down and you're like, this person really wants Diamond. They're going to go for it. Get their chart out. If somebody above them goes, awesome. But understand that this is moving constantly. So you just work with each leg. So I had each leg's chart out. So never mind, but each leg. So if you want Prez, you need to know I need a triple leg. So a triple has a double and 2 diamonds. So I would have the diamonds out. Like I had each of their diamond charts in each leg, if that makes sense. For me, it was texting, communicating with that group leader and having them reach out. And if they weren't going to do it, I was just messaging the runners in their team. So if they had their Emerald, I would be in contact with their Emerald as well. So kind of keep each leg separate as best as you can so that you can do that. If Messenger works for you, do that. If Facebook, whatever you feel is the easiest for you, then do that. For me, texting was the better, or calling people and being excited with them on the phone and really letting them know you got to chart every single day. Because it can change, and you can let them know, hey, did you know a customer ordered extra today? Or you could do a challenge with your team for that week and go, hey, let's reach out to our current loyals and see if they'll order something extra and do something special for them. So there's things that you can do to push through those promotions. But I acted like nobody else was helping me, and I made sure that I was going to go for it.
Awesome. I love it. Okay. How do you organize your time and still complete daily tasks? Do you have a list? Okay. We answered that one, I think. Mm-hmm. Where do you think you would be if you had not taken a chance with It Works?
I would probably be crying, sitting in a cubicle, making $10 an hour. I think about that a lot, going, God, one decision to try. Now, I don't have a college degree. There's nothing that we had that would get me into a place of even making $5,000 a month, you guys. So my life would be very different. And what I've been thinking about this a lot too is I didn't come into this thinking, God, I'm going to make it my first month. My first check was $26. I was like, that's it. But I knew with those fast starts each week, $100 is a lot of money. So remember, if you want $100 that week, go help somebody join your business and get them a couple customers, work with them to get their 4 customers for their free product. So, so different. I mean, that's probably a crazy question to ask, because I think what we have now is, I mean, I shouldn't say that it's beyond what I want, because there's a lot more things that I want. And so what that means is I have to help a lot more people. So very different.
I love it.
Life would suck, as Jill would say.
Oh man. What is the best way to sign distributors if you are from a small town?
Okay, so I'm from a very small town, very, very small. And I honestly thought I needed to get out of my town because I thought people would judge me. So remember, I'm going back to when I first joined, and we didn't have social, so I had to talk to people. I went out to businesses with no Blitz card, so don't tell me you can't Blitz, because I did it with no Blitz card, and just introduce myself and say, hey, I'm Stefani, I'm super excited. There's a new product in the area. Have you ever heard of It Works or the body wrap? And they would be like, no, or yeah, I have, because Cammie was here, so there was people that heard of it. And I'm like, have you ever thought about throwing a party or doing a VIP event with some of your clients? If it was a salon or whatever it is. And some would say yes and some would say no. So I got out and just asked people. So if you're from a small town, you can drive an hour or wherever you're at, go into places, or utilize social media. That can get you anybody around the world. Go to Instagram. That is, go in the search bar. And I love it. I can go and search like Costco or the mall, and anybody that's tagged the mall, I can search them and be like, hey, I didn't know you're from my area. I'm actually doing free sample events this month. Would you be interested? So Instagram is huge for that. So all my brand new distributors, when I go do their parties, I show them on Instagram to go to the search and see what's close to them and go, oh, you have a baseball field. Look at all these moms that are tagging their location, and they have kids that are your age. Wouldn't this be cool to invite them to an event that you're having? So there's a lot of opportunity. You can't tell me because you're in a small town that you can't do this business, because you absolutely can if you want to. We've got social. So get out and then do social.
Very good. Do you have a team page where you do training, or what is your method for when a new distributor signs?
So you guys will probably think I'm crazy. We don't do a ton of Zooms or like daily anything. What we do is we do have a team page. And right up front, let them know, like when you sign a distributor, I tell them they have direct access to me. But what I want them to do is I want them to ask the question in our team page. And what this does is it allows everybody to see the question. And I tell them, no question is crazy. Make sure that you ask that, because there might be somebody that is too shy to ask that question. So then I get them in the habit of asking the question. So I tell them, if I don't answer, somebody else will, but that's what we're there for as a team. And I'll make sure that you get your question answered. But also what that does for you guys, it shows you who your leaders are going to be. And that's a huge thing for you, because somebody's answering those questions for you. You need to make sure that you know, oh gosh, they're an up and coming leader. So it's doing it 2 ways for you. And I let my team know that too. So I make sure that they're on there. Utilize It Works, guys. Because if you would have told me that I had to come in and do a bunch of trainings, do all these calls, I would have been like, I can't do this. This isn't me. So It Works had it for me. I watched the Training Academy. So make sure that, everybody's doing that. We have our Sunday night call that gives us the vision for the week of what we're doing. Monday, we have the Show Me the Money call. So you could do that and then do a power hour during that call. So now you're not having a ton of wasted time. Okay, one time a week, I'm going to do my power hour throughout it. And then give yourself, I'm going to give myself an hour committed time each day. You guys can decide that for yourself. What do you want? If you told me you want $10,000 a month, but you're only willing to work 30 minutes a week, you're not going to get there very fast. So how fast do you also want it? and how much time are you willing to put in? I was willing to give it everything I had. So some days I would work 10 hours because I knew I was pushing for that promotion. I was going to make it happen. So still, I work a lot. I just know, what is the priority? What is your priority in this business? So I can tell you, your priority should be distributors, signing loyal customers. That's how we get paid, right? So there's really, all the other stuff is just stuff. So unless you're constantly talking to people, like, you just need to make sure that that's your main priority, is your must of 20 people. If you're not getting the results, post or reach out to your upline and go, I've messaged people. Is there a trick that I could be doing? It might be a keyword that you're missing, and I do that. So really that's what we do. And then one-to-one missions, getting to events, getting that bigger picture of where we're headed, and see that, oh, these are regular people and I can totally do that. So that's really what I do. I work a little bit more closely, or texting people, letting them know, okay, this is where we're going. So you can do that in your smaller pieces too.
Great info. Okay. How do you chart? Do you build under those not working, but hope to spark them, or do you just build new?
So I would say, looking back, it's a little different. Right now, it's kind of a 1-2-1-2. I try to get somebody and help them. I'm not going to build it for them. So understand that a dead leg is a dead leg. I don't want to go work with them if they're not willing to match me. So if I see that somebody can enroll customers and distributors, don't you think that if you're working with them, it's going to go that much faster? So say that I put in Kaye, and I'm like, okay, Kaye, I want you to work on getting your first distributor. So she gets her 4 customers and a distributor. I'm like, awesome. I got you a distributor. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you focus with your distributor, new one, to have them go Ruby. I'm going to place a distributor under you, and I'm going to focus with them going Ruby. So we're each building out a Ruby, and that creates an Emerald, basically. So you want somebody that can match you. If they can't sign somebody, there's no reason to do that. If your gut, though, and you can go to Kaye, you can go to your diamond, your triple, whoever it is, and say, I really believe in this person. I really think they can do it. And they haven't done much, but you reach out and let them know, hey, you've been with me. I just feel like we could get things going. Then do that. So listen to your heart, head, and gut. That's what it tells you to do, then do it. The other cool thing is if you did happen to place a distributor, say I put in Kaye and, man, she's a dud. She didn't do anything. And I place a distributor under her. Well, the cream rises to the top, so it's not going to hurt you. That is the absolute best thing. One of the things that I love about our comp plan, it doesn't really matter. So you're safe no matter what you do.
Awesome point. Okay. How many people do you talk to a day, and what messages do you send them? I think you kind of answered that one.
Yeah. So again, it could be different. If there's a BOGO, I usually message crazy because it's a short period of time. So sometimes up to 200 people, and maybe I get 3. Was it worth it? Absolutely. So, there's times that I've mass messaged and I'm like, man, nobody's responded. And then a week later I signed 5 distributors because I had put the work out. So, for me, it's a minimum of 20 to 50 a day that I must message. So what is your number? Again, this is just kind of what I do. And there's going to be seasons of your business where you're really talking to a lot more people and things are going to go flying by. So understanding the seasons of your business. Right now, you should be messaging everyone. You guys know what's coming. Conference is coming. The new year's coming. Even though they may not respond to you, you are going to get people that will come in and go, I remember her messaging, and follow up with them and go, hey girl, I know that you saw my message. It's crazy with the holidays. Do you think you want to give this a shot with me? So the more messages that you have out, the more successful you're going to be in that first quarter with It Works.
Very good. Okay. What do you recommend doing for online parties when this involves Christmas cash is the question.
As far as people joining and getting Christmas cash, is that kind of?
I would think so. What do you recommend doing for online parties when it involves Christmas cash? So, right now we've got the Christmas cash promo. And so I know our team does a lot of online parties. So
Okay.
Really just how to capitalize on that, getting those 4 LCs, getting people enrolled because we have the promo.
And that's just it. So we break it down. So when we do an online, we kind of have different people pop on. We don't do all online or all Facebook Live. So when we create a party, we have a few people go live, and then we have a few just posts before and after. So what I would do is just make sure that you're touching on the Christmas cash, and I let them know when you join. And I'm not even talking about 4 loyals right now. I'm talking about 5. 5 automatically gets them $100 cash and their free shopping spree. So don't even mention 4, because if you go 4 and then if you get 1 more, it's just confusing, right? So let's just eliminate that and go, when you get 5 loyal customers in your, first 30 days, you're going to get $100 shopping spree, which you can use on anything. And then you're also going to get $100 cash. And so that's huge right now. So every 5 points that you get, you're going to get $100 cash. And each customer is worth a point. So try to keep it simple and say, you know what? We can totally, if you get started today, get you $300 to $500 over the next few weeks with that Christmas cash. And that's just the bonus. So, with the commissions, you could really do really well. So keep it simple, but not overwhelming, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's a helpful question or answer.
The next question repeats slightly, but then asks something new. What's your method of building a network, and how do you brand yourself?
So I feel like I guess I brand myself when I'm out because I'm in It Works stuff. So people know me as, I'm really proud of who I am. Now, some people might not show, maybe them in It Works stuff as much, but I want people to know what I do. So then they remember, oh, I got to get a hold of Stefani because I know that she has the keto coffee or she has those wraps. I need to get into that dress for the holidays, So I really make sure people do know what I have. And as far as networking, there's so much opportunity, you guys. So I'm a person to person. I like to get out. So each week too, I make sure that I get out every single day or every single week. So Wednesday's my day that I'm physically out of the house working. And usually it's with people or with Joel, but we usually have It Works on so they can see what I'm doing. And I have it, on the desk or the restaurant or the mall, wherever I'm at, so people can see what I'm doing. There's B&I groups, business networking groups. There's boutiques that you could reach out to. So there's so many different things that you can network. There's expos. So it's, again, what do you feel, where do you want to go? So really it comes back to you. How bad do you want this? Are you willing to do the extra work to find the networking groups to get yourself out there? So you just have to search really that. But I'm constantly expos, parties, getting myself out there and just introducing myself and asking, well, what do you do for a living? As you're waiting in line right now for Christmas, you're going to be standing in line. Why not be like, hey, here's a coupon and a free sample of my keto coffee or greens, that people would be like, oh my gosh, thank you. So utilize the seasons of that business too.
Awesome. Okay. What's a good way to work with your Instagram audience as far as messaging Wrap Cash? How are some ways you make it? I've done events, asked for ones to do sample nights for a free wrap. I am now also telling that I have wraps on hand while blitzing. I have sold one while wearing a crazy hat. Laugh out loud, but need to sell more before conference.
So really it's how to get the cash for conference. It's what I kind of got out of that question. For you, that this person is absolutely not scared to be out there. I would go out and I would just walk into places because you don't know. So go into these, people are getting their nails done. They're actually waiting to get their nails done because it's the holidays, so they want stuff to look good. So I would go into places and I would just let them know, hey, I've got a special right now, because most of them don't speak English. And I'd just be like, hey, I've got some coupons. Would you mind me giving them to your clients right now? And they're like, absolutely. So I would just give them a coupon and I'd say, I do have a wrap right now today for $25. It's $5 off or whatever you want to do. If it's $20, whatever you want to do. And I would sell them on the spot. So absolutely go into places, have them out, show a before and after picture. If it's yours, make sure you're doing that, but have some pictures, because pictures are what did it for me. Showing our before and afters and just letting them know, hey, you probably have a holiday event. You can wear this 45 minutes. It'll tighten everything up. And it's just great, for that event. If you tell me you want $100, I'm going to go back to sign a distributor up and help them get their customers. Help that person earn that $100 cash. So utilize Christmas cash too, you guys. I mean, that distributor, when you help that distributor, that's 2 points. When they get their 4 loyals or their 4 loyals, you're going to get another 5 points. So you're almost at $200 in cash, Christmas cash, and you got a fast start. So if you want $300, go sign a distributor, help them get their customers, and bam, you got fast start in your Christmas cash. That's the fastest way right now, I believe.
I completely agree with that. How do you post products on social media without sounding like a salesperson?
That just comes into what you're saying. So for me, I just did a little blurb just recently. I said, you guys, what do you look at on Facebook? Do you watch lives or do you watch posts? What do you do? And I honestly don't watch lives. I scroll through and I might look at a post or a product and go, and I want to see, what is this product about? So if you go through some of my products, it's giving a little bit of what Confianza would do for me, or what does the wrap do? It tightens and tones. It's, help me get into a smaller size. So give a little bit of your personal results with the product and how it feels. So keto, it's made me feel focused. It makes me feel full longer. I had no idea that I would lose weight from it. And then I wasn't a coffee drinker and I drank this cold. And so I give a little description without being too sciencey or anything, but that's what I look at. So think about, what do you look at, and you post about that. And you're going to see people love the same thing that you do. You're going to attract that. So do lives, but don't just do lives to do lives. Be specific in what you're doing, because that's changed too. I don't know if you knew that, Kaye, but now Facebook stories are heavier weighted than actual lives. So lives are getting pushed down. So again, the whole thing is, don't panic, still post, because people are still going to come through and read and go, oh, I didn't know she had a hair, skin, and nail product that helps with hair growth or whatever it is. So yeah. I'll send you some of the posts that I did that really got me people. And then when you're talking to them too, for me, I'm going to give you a little bit more of what I do. So I'm more of a distributor gatherer, and I don't think anybody asked this question, but for me, what happens is I'm excited to help them with a product, but then I also let them know, you know what, I need to let you know about the business side. We're coming into our busiest time of the year. You're going to get great results. Why don't you just get started as a distributor, get the product that you want, and then people are going to ask you what you're doing. So always, always ask about that. If not, the worst case, they're going to be a loyal customer for you. So that's how I get the majority of people, is I've had communication with them about a product, but I flip them into a distributor. And then what's my goal? 5 loyal customers for them, right? So really, I'm using their people's people, and I don't need to go and sign 20 loyals, because I can sign 4 distributors and they're going to bring in 20 loyal customers into our business. So less work too for you guys.
I love that. Okay. So next question kind of falls right in line. How often do you post on social media, and is there a limit you suggest so you won't be overbearing or overdoing it?
I've played with it because it changes all the time. So I feel like posting more is okay. But I do life. And for me, I'm more about the business. So you're going to find that I generally post more about, look, at I'm working here. Where am I at now? I love that I can work my business from anywhere. People want that. So I'm more of a distributor magnet than a customer magnet, I guess, because I know what a distributor can do and that I can help them gather their customers. So, I would just continue at least one product post so they can see what you do, business posts, Christmas, holidays, at least 3 times a day. If you're busy, that's one thing, but be as consistent as you can, at least three times. In Instagram, you can do less or more by bumping. But Instagram is more of a messaging game, I think, than anything.
And stories now.
It's stories for sure. Stories, you can see who's watched and message all of them, every single one of them, because you just don't know what they're going to say. Again, you can say, hey, I totally saw that you were stalking me, because it's true. And so they're probably going to laugh like, yeah, I was just wondering what you were about, So just have fun with it.
Love it. I love it. All right. This question's a little more serious, and I think this will be so good to kind of close out towards the vision and have Joel on as well. Any tips for someone whose legs that were supposed to get them to their next promotion, that they just fell apart? And they just feel like no matter who or how many people they enroll, they are the only ones truly committed.
Wow. I had that happen. So understand, this was hard for me because I thought, God, I wanted this so badly. I knew where I was going. So the number one thing is know where you're going, no matter who's with you or without. And I even posted that on the picture that I had of me and Kaye and Pam and then Elena in the picture. Pam knew where she was going with or without me. She's always known that. And I thought, well, God, I need to be like that. So I know where I'm going. And what you can do is that person was there for a season of your business, and you can be very grateful for what they did for you at that moment. But that's okay. They were there for that season, and you know where you're going, and there's going to be a new person that comes in. You just have to keep on trucking along. So I got to double diamond, and everybody went away, and I was like, where did everybody go? Like, I don't understand. You saw that you could make some money. Like, why did you quit? And that was on them. It wasn't on me. But it fell apart, you guys. And what happened, I was like, well, I guess I need to find new people. So that comes into being consistent with always working the steps to success. That's there for a reason, because you never know who that person is going to be. So continually bringing in new, because that person could be that triple diamond that you need for that presidential leg. So I thought, well, fine, scratch you all. I erased everybody and thought, I'm just whatever. So I went with the ones that wanted it. And I went from double, once I figured out who I needed to keep going, from triple, I went double, and then I think it was 6 months later, triple diamond, the following month presidential, and then 6 months later, ambassador. That's a big jump, because I knew I was going with or without you. And so it was almost like the sense of urgency, like people were like, holy cow, she's for real. And I really want to be that triple diamond leg. Like, I'm going too. So nobody's ever going to want this as bad as you. And that's okay. Just understand you're going, whether it takes you 6 months or 5 years. I knew I was going, and it was going to happen. And that's what Pam did. I was like, well, shoot, I don't care. She's got this huge vision. It's going to happen. People thought she was crazy, you guys. And look at the company now. And they talk about this right now. Like, we haven't seen anything. Hearing Mark and being around some surf and turf stuff, being around for as long as I have, I get excited, but this is more exciting than I've ever seen, that I believe we will have more black diamonds, more millionaires than we could have ever created by what we have coming. And so that's where I was like, you guys, this is going to be huge. You've got to start now. Do not just sit back and just think it's going to happen. Go make it happen. And those will start to just follow you, because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Joel's videotaping or something. I don't know what he's doing over here. He's making me nervous. But yeah, so it happens. Understand it happens. Don't let it hold you back. Know where you're going. And then you'll have that story to tell people, just like I did.
Yeah, awesome. That was it. These were amazing questions. We got through every single one, Stephanie. I'm so excited.
I thought I could. I thought I'd do a little bit faster, but there were some extra things I wanted in there. Before Joel jumps on.
Hi, Joel.
Say hi to everybody, because you're live on a Zoom.
Oh, live on a Zoom.
Hey, are you guys twins? Did you plan this?
Yes.
We did it.
And also, Jocelyn would like you guys to know that your sweaters were on backwards.
That's okay. We're different.
Sweaters are on backwards.
So one last thing that I want you guys to do, and this is where Joel will come in and really, He's always been so good. Even for me, you guys, you've got to have somebody in your corner that really can push you and see that full potential. Kaye believes in you. I believe in you. Pam believes in you. Joel believes in you. You know, he knows where we're going. He can see this. And so if you don't, go get a calendar, go get a planner, and write down those things that I shared with, because knowing, if you don't know where you're going, just like a pilot, how are you going to get there? So make sure you know, what is that monthly income? So if it's $1,000 a month, write that down. How many distributors do you want? How many loyals? How many parties? How many hours are you willing to put in each week or each day? Because if you told me, again, $10,000 a month and it was only an hour a week, it's not going to happen very quickly. So knowing where you're going, this is a great time of the year to evaluate things and go, who's with me and who's not? And maybe you need new, and that's okay. But understanding you're going to get with them and go, you're going to write down what you want, and I'm going to help you get what you want. As long as you're willing to run with me, we're going to go for it. I'm going to tell you guys, people are going to bust their butt. Are you going to be one of them? I mean, you're on this call. I do know you're going to be one of them, but make sure you get that calendar. That is one thing I've always done. I know where I'm going every single month, and I've been consistent every single month for almost 9 years, you guys. I think that is the number one thing that I can say with this business is I've been so consistent and not let distractions get me down. No matter if it's a high time or low time, I know where I'm going because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. So somebody could say, it's really slow right now. And I'm like, really? I didn't even know that, because I'm still messaging people because I'm focused on what I need to do. So number one tip, hands down, is do that. And you will be so happy that you did. And then make sure that you just don't think about it, you guys. You can think about this all you want, but the action is what it's going to take. So it might feel uncomfortable, but the more that you do it, the easier that it gets. And, you know, I think that you can all, actually, I know that you can all be a consistent enroller of 10 distributors a month. That's totally doable. It's 2.5 a week. So if you messaged 30 people a week, you know, I know that you're going to get somebody out of that. It's just the ones that are willing to do it. It's all you have to be, is willing to do it, knowing that you're no different than me, other than I'm going to talk to somebody every single day. So that's what I want you guys to do, is really get out and make it happen. Don't look at the messages as a no or as a not right now. You've got to understand that you're putting in the work, and those will start to happen. So excitement, sense of urgency. I'm going to, I can't see everybody. How do I do this, Joel? Hold on. I'm going to ask a question. I got everybody on here. Not everybody I can see. Jody Grayblade, I want to give you a shout out. You look amazing. So hot. I'm going to be you one day. But I want to have you guys, if you have not purchased your conference ticket, I want to have you raise your hand if you have not. Okay. Okay. I'm going to have, if this isn't a group, you know who earned this. If you want to be a top leader in this business, you have got to go to conference. And there is no ifs, ands, buts. You are going to conference, just like I did. I had no money. I ended up figuring out how to do it. You will find a roommate. We will pack you in, but you need to go. People are watching you. Every single top earner on that stage goes to conference. And I hear this. I don't do this because I get paid to get you guys to conference. I do this because I know it's important. And you earned your spot on this call. You absolutely owe it to yourself to get to conference. So I want you guys to figure out what it is needed to get to conference. I promise you, it will change your life. It's not like, it is the craziest thing. I promise. It's like the Grinch. You know, his heart is little at the beginning, and then it's like this huge giant heart. And that's what you have with conference. People are going to be watching. You're going to have FOMO if you don't go. So you need to make sure that you go. And then get somebody to go with you. That's another challenge. My leaders are like, I don't know, why did you go to conference? They're like, Stefani Dunn told us we had to go. And so I have this excitement, this sense of urgency. And so be so excited that you don't want to miss out. It's the biggest party, the biggest informational fun that you're going to have. So make sure that you get your conference ticket and go. And now I'll have Joel on here. Let me get this back on.
Whew. So I just got done snow blowing the driveway. So hopefully my appearance doesn't shock you. Am I good? This all good? Okay, just saying. So did you go over Positivity Partners yet?
No.
Oh my gosh. So with everybody on here, when you get off, I want you guys to communicate with each other and pick someone to become your positivity partner. Now, what that is that's somebody that you're going to reach out to every day, every day from now until conference. And you are each going to share something positive with each other. Also, when you're having a crappy day, because we know between now and conference, there's at least going to be one crappy day. That's when you reach out to your positivity partner and let them know how things are going. You are allowed a couple minutes of complaining, whining, and bleh. And then after that, it's done and over with, and you have to come up with something positive to say. And here's the reason why. It's a biblical foundation. In Ecclesiastes 4, 9, and 10, it says, 2 are better than 1, because they have good return for their work. If one falls down, his friend can help him up. Now here's the warning. But pity the man who falls on his own and has no one to help him up. That is why it's important to have somebody in this business with you. That way, you've got somebody there. I know Kaye will pick every single one of you up. But don't just leave it to Kaye. Kaye's only got 2 arms. On here, we've got 32 sets of arms. You can all put your arms out there and help pull each other up. So make sure that when you leave after this and go out and reach out to somebody and say, hey, I want you as my positivity partner, and explain to it, if they're not in here, explain to them what that means and why you selected them. That will help you, not only just in your business, it'll help you in life get through a lot of things that most of us, try to do on our own. So make sure that you're partnering up with somebody. Now, I'm supposed to talk about what? Vision?
Yes.
I don't know. You got Kaye. Why do you need to hear it from me? Actually, what I did want to share with you, I wanted to share with you a thought that I had on where we're going. Not just so much vision, but a bigger overview of what's going on. So there's this company, let's see, can you grab my phone for me really quick? And the company makes things like this, and the computer that I'm on, depending on how old you are, it was probably the first thing that you learned to type on in your classroom. The company's called Apple. They're worth something like $18 billion right now. But how many of you know the early story of Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs started this company and had this vision, and it took off. Then all of a sudden, it came to a screeching halt, and they kicked him off the board, and he disappeared. Tried to go start another company, and finally they realized that was a huge mistake and brought him back. And then from there, it skyrocketed to where it is now. So what I look at is an amazing idea, an amazing company that took off and then had a moment, reset, and went even higher. That's exactly what we're in right now. Look, we had an amazing launch. For 16 years, things went incredible. And then we had a reset. Who knows why? Look at the economy. Look at what's going on out there. Crazy things are happening. There is no explanation why. It just happens. It happens in every business. We are no different. But this is what I know. What's coming from this year forward is going to be so much more bigger than where we were previously. Look at the little ugly Apple boxes that came out. And now all of a sudden we've got this little thing that we put in our pockets that's got more technology in it than like the first 5 space shuttles that went to the moon. That's where you are with this company. You're right at the forefront of where things are going to catapult us into the billions of dollars. Not just one, multiple billions of dollars. That is what I'm so excited about. And this is obviously our favorite time of the year. And here's the reason why. I use this analogy quite a bit, and so I'm going to, rehash it. So if you heard it, just plug your ears or just look excited while I'm telling you. There's these great guys out in Hawaii. They're called professional surfers. You know the ones that they are because they're out there every single morning. They play the part. They look the part. And then you've got the tourists. The tourists are the ones that look like you and me that have a I'm in Hawaii shirt on because people that live in Hawaii don't wear Hawaii shirts. You know, we've got a rented surfboard. We kind of flail out there. We have no idea what we're doing. We're falling all over the place. But we know we want to be in the water. Right now, you're in the water. I want you to look to the professionals because we know there's a big wave coming. See, the difference between a professional surfer and the tourist is the professional surfer can read the waters. He sees the waves coming in. He knows which one's the right one to take, when to jump on, and he rides it all the way into shore. You know, the tourist, he just kind of looks at whatever wave's coming and tries to jump on every single one of them. They may not be the best one. So look to the professionals. Look at Kaye. You know, look at your leaders. They know where things are going. They know that there's a huge wave coming. That's why we want people to get on board now because they're on the front end of the wave. You know, January is the huge month because we've got what? New Year's resolutions. We've got 2 top resolutions that really nail our business easily. Make more money and lose weight. Well, that's kind of convenient because those are the 2 things that we do with our business. So be ahead of the wave. Right now is the time to have your friends join you because guess what? You want to be the one that's excited and posting now that people are going to come to in January when they want to make those New Year's resolutions. It's not waiting until February because in February they've already signed up with somebody. So make sure that you're going out excited, telling everybody what you have your hands on, what's coming. You know, we know new products are coming. We know new countries are opening. You know, don't you want to be a part of that? Or do you want to be on afterwards? You know, there are people that like to sit on the sideline. There are people that like to get in the game. Be the person that's getting in the game and then bring somebody with you. Don't let your friends be your fans. Let them be a part of your team. That's what you need to do. So go out and reach out to your friends and say, hey, I don't know what's happening next year. I just know it's going to be huge. We're going to make lots of money. It's going to be lots of fun. I want you to come with me. I don't want you to look at this 2 years down the road and say, why didn't you ask me? Okay. So that's where I'm excited about what's going on, where things are going. Guys, you haven't seen anything yet. Like Steph said, she's never seen Mark, Pam, and Mike so excited from the past years that we've noticed, you know. So they're like giddy kids. They're trying not to let things slip, and they're trying to hold each other accountable. Or actually, what we're trying to do is we're trying to pit them against each other and say, hey, Pam told us, so it's okay if you just, you know, tell us the rest of it. And they've got it on lockdown now. They're so good. They're pros at it now. So basically, we're just sitting here chewing on our nails, waiting for announcements. We know things are going to be huge, but don't wait. That's the thing. Get to work now so that you have an abundant group of people to capture what's going to happen. So I hope that helps. Make sure that you're excited. Excitement will cause people to join you more than information. Who do you want to join? An excited person or a person that just kind of talks like this and says, hey, you should probably just join my team because we have fun. We got some products that are cool. Or do you want the person that's like, these products will change your life? Oh, and you'll make a lot of money along the way. Who doesn't want to do that? So get excited, go out, talk to as many people as you can, and get ready because it's coming.
Amazing. Joel, thank you for jumping on.
No problem.
That was incredible. Stephanie, thank you for answering all those questions and being so present with us today.
Oh, you're so welcome. And congratulations again, you guys. I'm excited to see you guys go way up.
Rock stars.
Yes. Let's take a group photo. I want to take a couple because I want to make sure I grab some before. Let me get one good one of you and Joel. All right, you guys come back on. Joel and Steph, say something because you're on speaker view.
Oh, what? Hey, how about now?
Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome. All right, let me do some gallery view ones. Okay, everybody, go crazy or make a big smile or something. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right, let me do the other page. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Yay! We're all done. Thank you again. I love you guys. Enjoy.
You too. Have a good Christmas, everybody.
Yes, Merry Christmas.